Hey, welcome back to Underground Live, the home of real hip-hop. We are the voice of the people. If you're just tuning in, we got Klive Kraven on the line. If you want to get at him, you can reach us at area code 347-994-1003. Or you can also email the show at undergroundliveshow@gmail.com. Yeah, I'm feeling that. It's hot.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, definitely.
Yeah. One of my favorite joints
like
actually I've done in the last few months.
Hey,
What
made you start getting in production?
Well, it was like 10 years ago. I've always been a huge hip hop fan, but 10 years back, I decided, you know what, the beats that are coming out at that point weren't doing it for me. You know what I mean? 2000, around 99, 2000, like 99 was like the last year that was dope for hip hop to me. That's like the last year. After that, like shit started getting like, I don't know.
I say 98. 98 was a brilliant year for hip hop, man.
Oh yeah, Capital Punishment,
that was like the last great year.
Murder Music,
DMX, Cannabis first out. Well, Cannabis was hot. DMX was out. Jay-Z had that.
BC came out in '98, I think, didn't it?
Who?
Didn't
Gangstar had a classic.
I think fucking Cannabis 2000 BC came out in '98 too.
Yeah, that's when he had that single. Shame that album didn't do no justice for him, that first album. But that single that he had, Battling LL, you know what I mean, that took hard. Jay-Z had his Hard Knock Life, Redman and Method Man was on tour with him. 98 was just a good year for hip-hop, you know what I mean? And you're right, in 99, we got caught up in the bling era, the bling era, you know what I mean? And it just went all to hell from there.
Yeah, it really got fucked.
Yeah,
you might have had a couple of people slip through the cracks in the years, but like now.
Yeah, I mean, there was a dope album every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like I picked up Nas's Godson. You know what I mean? That's one album after like
great
the 2000s
album.
I picked up. Yeah, good album.
Great album. And you know what? I said this before about that Godson album. His mom had just died, and you could feel his pain in his music on that Godson album, man. So, good album.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the dedication track. I can't even remember the title of it. One More Dance with Your Mama, I think.
Yeah.
That was a very dope track.
Nas is, you know, one thing about Nas, you never know what to expect with him. One day, he's just taking over the world, and he on some crazy shit the next time. That's the one thing about Nas. He keeps you guessing. I mean, so, shout out to Nas.
Nas is a dope artist. Classic artist, you know what I mean? All the way back from like Illmatic, I Am, It Was Written. All three of those albums I was a huge fan of.
Well,
Godson was dope. Stillmatic I liked.
I definitely like Stillmatic.
Yeah, I definitely like Stillmatic too. Well, I don't know, it's since you're a first timer here on Underground Live, and you know, usually at the 12 o'clock hour, a lot of people tune in for what we call the Negro News, you know what I mean, where we read news stories that happened in hip-hop over the past week, and our guests usually stay on and give us their opinion on the stories. Do you mind participating with us?
Oh, I'm down. All
right, definitely. Harry, you want to give me the rules before I get into the news?
You know the routine, man. Keep the bullshit stories to yourself, man. You don't need to hear nothing about no job role, Soldier Boy, or no shit like that.
I try my best not to read bullshit stories, but, you know, sometimes some of the bullshit stories make the best conversation, so I'm going to run through them. And then after the news, we'll get back into another banger. We got Klive Kraven on the line. For those that's listening in, again, you can reach us at area code 347-994-1003. All right. First story, and let me see, what do I got? Jay-Z. Here we go with the bullshit. Jay-Z is on the cover of Rolling Stone, so shout out the whole hip-hop is on the cover of Rolling Stones. I mean, I'll move on. LimeWire. LimeWire is given 2 weeks to decide their future operations. Have you heard the story about LimeWire where they went to court for the peer-to-peer sharing?
Nah, I heard something about it. I read something on Domingo's status on Facebook. He said some shit about some distro, some company with some like sharing program or some shit. That's probably what it was.
What do you think about people illegally downloading like your music?
Truthfully, I mean, to an extent, it really doesn't matter because eventually it's gonna get out there anyway. I mean, there's really no withholding the album. I mean, unless you're the only one that has the copy of the album and you were individually, giving it to people or selling it to people, that's really the only way you're gonna be able to maintain keeping it under wraps. You know what I mean? Because shit spreads so quick nowadays. I know when I dropped my last albums, like my Return to Mountain or The Adventures of Mountain Man, when I dropped the first joint, like right away, it was already up on like 5 or 6 different YouTube accounts right away in like 2 days. You know what I mean? As soon as the album came out. So nobody was even caring about trying to get it. So, you make everything, I make everything available for free download for the most part, and then I sell albums here and there in between. Like I drop a lot of shit for free, and then I'll drop an album where I get a lot of appearances to do something big or come with a themed album, and then I'll sell it.
Okay. I ask a lot of guests that come on the show that same question, and they all pretty much say the same exact thing. It's like universal, the answer that I get. So,
yeah.
I'll move on. Next story is Chameleonaire. Chameleonaire says Universal is trying to make him mainstream.
Oh no!
If they're trying to make him mainstream, I hate to see what mainstream is going to be when he get there. You know what I mean? Because I thought he was mainstream to me. You know what I'm saying?
Chameleonaire is the dude that did Riding Dirty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny because to me that song that personifies mainstream music.
Mm-hmm. He won a Grammy for that, didn't he?
Wow.
Yeah, I believe he won a Grammy for that.
But if he did, wow.
And if they're trying to make him mainstream, I'd hate to see what they consider mainstream. You know what I mean? I thought he was the mainstream of the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So, shut up.
Man. I don't know. That don't even sound right.
Well, my next story is B. Siegel's preparing for the closure for Universal Records. Anybody checking for that?
Yes.
Checking for that? Yeah, you checking for that, Harry?
Yeah, I'll check for it. I'll give him a listen. I'll give him an A.
Okay.
Yeah,
how about you, Clive? You checking for that?
I pretty much check out everything at least once it comes out, just to give it a listen. And I mean, I don't always replay everything, but I usually try to give everything that I think is going to at least be decent one listen, and at least skim through each track. You know what I mean? At least give it the album that respect.
Okay. The next story is the Locks. The Locks are working on solo albums and group projects. Good look, bad look.
Of course, anything
that's
Locks.
That's dope to me. I like the Locks.
Yeah, we do.
It's time for them to have an album, man.
Yeah,
it's been over 10 years. Time. People want to hear that. Like, I understand it's like a solo career, if you ask me, is much more harder than the group thing. At least if y'all bumping heads and y'all on the same page. Either way, both of them is hard, but you know what I mean? People want to hear I want to hear all three of them. Like,
a few weeks ago we reported that Sheik Luch had signed to Def Jam, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe we'd be expecting that pretty soon. My next story is some bullshit. I found a bullshit story. I should have read this one at the beginning.